Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we dive into the latest developments in global politics, focusing on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin would breach any peace deal with Ukraine if the agreement is not strongly defended, according to UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. This statement came after he attended a high-level meeting of senior military leaders in London. Sir Keir emphasized that any agreement to halt the fighting between Russia and Ukraine would only be lasting if robust security arrangements were in place. He made these remarks at the Permanent Joint Headquarters in Northwood, London, where representatives from over 20 countries gathered for a closed-door meeting. The discussion centered on proposals to deploy troops to Ukraine as part of a potential peace deal, aiming to guarantee the country's security. The Prime Minister stressed that these security measures would send a clear message to Russia: there will be severe consequences if they breach any deal. He also highlighted that the UK and its allies are shifting from political momentum to military planning, a step he described as essential to be done now, before any agreement is finalized. Sir Keir stated, "It is vitally important we do that work because we know one thing for certain: a deal without anything behind it is something that Putin will breach. We know that because it happened before. I'm absolutely clear in my mind it will happen again." The Prime Minister ruled out redeploying UK troops from countries like Estonia to commit to Kiev, asserting, "There's no pulling back from our commitments to other countries." The closed meeting included UK Defence Secretary John Healey and military leaders from nations Sir Keir has dubbed the Coalition of the Willing. Downing Street revealed that these leaders would engage in granular planning to iron out the details of any potential troop deployment. This meeting followed a summit earlier this month attended by 26 countries. Defense and diplomatic sources suggest that any potential deployment should be described as a reassurance force rather than a peacekeeping force. Earlier in the day, Sir Keir visited the port of Barrow in Cumbria, northwest England, where the UK's nuclear submarines are built. Speaking to reporters, he said the talks in London focused on how to keep the skies, the seas, and the borders safe in Ukraine. According to the Daily Telegraph, one proposal discussed during the meeting was sending British Typhoon jets to Ukraine to provide air cover for troops. However, Armed Forces Minister Luke Pollard clarified that, "We're not yet talking about numbers of UK troops potentially being sent to Ukraine, as the focus remains on designing the shape of the force." Pollard explained, "If one nation offers fast jet combat air, like a Typhoon aircraft for instance, how will the other nations work alongside it? Where will it refuel? How will it operate with other nations' capabilities?" He added that the discussions aim to ensure any force in or around Ukraine can be as credible as possible. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, during a visit to Norway on Thursday, urged Russia to stop making unnecessary demands that only prolong the war. Despite calls between U.S. President Donald Trump, Putin, and Zelensky, a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the White House has yet to materialize. Zelensky also announced that Ukrainian officials would meet their U.S. counterparts in Saudi Arabia next Monday, following the Kremlin's confirmation of U.S.-Russia talks scheduled for the same day. These latest discussions come as the U.S. attempts to broker a ceasefire after more than 3 years of fighting. While both Zelensky and Putin have agreed to a ceasefire in principle during conversations with the U.S., conflicting conditions have prevented it from becoming a reality. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News Channel. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest news and in-depth analysis. See you next time.